Lakeside has been such a part of my family's life. My children grew up at Lakeside, and my two girls were married at Lakeside, so it's a tender and a sweet moment to reflect on the joys that we've had.
I was married at Lakeside in this building. Both of my boys were baptized here recently. I think I even remember my sister's baptisms here, but then, those events have always been special.
Years ago, I lived up in North Mississippi, and I used to come down and visit the church because of my children being here. And I was able to come down and see my 3 grandsons here make their profession of faith and be baptized.
I remember meeting in Dr. and Mrs. Moss's house, which is in Forest Point, and I had a customer who heard me in the beauty shop in North Jackson say, "I'm looking for a place to worship." And she said, "Well, why don't you come and start with us? We're starting a new church, a Presbyterian church." And I thought, oh, I want people to feel the same excitement I felt whenever I was asked to join, and to know what Lakeside teaches and preaches, and just love it.
Every time I go in the sanctuary at Lakeside, I feel so touched and blessed because my husband was the project manager on the remodeling, and when I see the beauty of it and I hear the word preached, and there's nothing that he loved more than hearing the word preached, hearing the choir sing, hearing the praise band lift up the Lord. It's so meaningful to me personally just because of his involvement in the renovation of the sanctuary, which we're so blessed to have because it's so beautiful.
I've heard that people say that this church is a friendly church, a very friendly church, and that brings young people and older people in.
We started coming here during COVID, but I remember not going to church for a long period of time. We had, a newborn, and, the church we were going to didn't meet. I remember coming to Lakeside for the first time, and the entire church stood up to say the Apostles' Creed, and I about had tears in my eyes because being alone for such a long period of time with what was going on in the world, it just seemed like everything was so divided. And then for the entire church to stand up and to confess what unites us was really powerful for me.
It's just been incredible watching, just the way we've had this just wonderful season of young families joining the church, and just watching all the children and watching the nursery fill up. And it's just a very exciting time when the nursery's overflowing, and we're doing baptisms all the time every Sunday. That's just a great, just a great time to be at Lakeside.
It excites me that we have so many young families again. I see ourselves in a lot of these young families with young children, and I can just pray that they receive and benefit from Lakeside the way that we did. Our family grew up here, and many, many others alongside us. One of the things that I remember is that we sat down on the front row with our little baby, and about every other family, wife, husband, whatever, our friends, they came down and they congratulated us, wanted to meet the baby, and it was just a family thing. It was a real close family. A lot of those people that were here that day are still here.
We are growing a lot, and sometimes we're busting out of the seams. We can't fit people places where they need to be, and of course my fear is that'll make people not come back once they visit with us.
Just finishing Bible school with all the kids that we had, it was a great time, and just all the new families and young families that we have. So we are growing, and it's very encouraging, and it is exciting.
It's not just young families.
No, it's not just young families.
We've got people of all ages joining the church.
We do, and that's nice.
If your church is going to grow and you're going to give your members the things they need to do, especially through the children, we have to do it.
I was thinking about why this new space that the church has decided on is important. And I thought a lot about our homes in relation to that, I think I can speak for both of us, want our homes to be places that people find beautiful in the sense that they are welcome, they're comfortable, they know that they're loved. In the same way that we want our homes to be beautiful and welcoming, we also want them to get used a lot. I would hate for us to build a space that I didn't think was going to be utilized to its fullest extent.
I always have worked with youth, with the children, over 40 years. After my children were born, I was always in the nursery. I think that we've got to have growth. We've got to have these young people coming in. We've got to have the children activities. And if you don't have them, they're not coming. We just need to stress that.
And we have got to have the space to take care of them.
Exactly.
We need the space to take care of them.
You know, in terms of the Wednesday night facilities usage, that's really one of the pinch points we have in terms of ability to get people in. Those of you who have come to the meals on Wednesday nights will see that a lot of people eat outside, and some of them eat outside on the picnic tables in weather that I don't want to be out there. Either it's too hot or too cold. That's something we need to avoid. Now, they may like to do that, but we'd like to have them inside so we can meet with them and talk with them, and we just need more space in there for the people on Wednesday night.
I hope we can all invest in what's coming. We're excited about where Lakeside is headed, excited to be a part of it, and excited to join this campaign together as a faith family and see what the Lord's going to do. And just reminding myself that it's a privilege. He doesn't have to use us. He's choosing to use us to be a part of this and to grow His kingdom here on earth.
If you don't plan for the future, you won't have a future. So you have to have the things available and the facilities available for growth. The importance of the growing the kingdom of God is the ability to have somewhere to go for your families to come and to have everyone together. It really makes a big difference if you can all watch the growth together.
I would say full support as much as you can give. It's very important to keep the generations coming and to not drop it. I see hope. When I look at the news and everything else, I can still see God is on the throne. We still can have hope, and we can't give up. But it's very important to help the new generations coming along.
Anyone that's been around Lakeside the last few years knows we have seen an infusion of new members. What a blessing for God to utilize our church to expand His kingdom. On Sundays, Tyson encourages us to worship well. That dedication should not end on Sunday afternoon. We should strive to do all things well for the Lord, including how we fellowship. Currently, fellowship at Lakeside is restricted by our facilities. Family night supper is overcrowded, our kitchen is dated, and church-wide gatherings are forced to the gym because there's just not enough room. It's time to fix the problem, my friends. This new facility is not just for our current membership and their families. It's for the next generation and those that are to come. I believe God has challenged us. He wants us to continue growing and expanding His kingdom. It's time to move forward, Lakeside. It's time to dig deep and make this building a reality. It's time to fellowship well.